afternoon. Really great to see everyone. What an interesting event, women investing in women. Never thought we would see this. Heather was just telling me that 55 applications. I think that's great. I'm with Melissa. I was an entrepreneur for almost 30 years. And when I started, there was absolutely nothing like this. I don't even think that there was a gathering. So, you really were out there on an island by yourself. But I think it's fantastic that all of you are making this type of commitment in our communities. That helps our area. It shows the strength of, I think, women. Women pay more attention to details because we are more oriented to that, and appearances and just general things sometimes that, no offense, but our male counterparts don't think about. And you're here today in this beautiful facility. This came about because we had the city, the county, the state. We saw a need to help Rome Lab remain a fixture here for our economy. And this is an innovative, open, collaborative campus. And the best part about it is that the Griffiss Institute moved over here to manage everything under Heather's great tutelage. It's really moving along. In the summertime here, there's literally no space. There are people everywhere with internships and all kinds of different programs happening. There's a quantum lab downstairs to support the Air Force, Space Force being designated lead in quantum. So just a lot of great things go on here, and events, community events like this. So I hope that today, now that you've seen the space, someday if you want to use it and bring somebody back here, I know Heather and Melissa would be happy to entertain them and entertain you. And I want to thank you again for making the commitment to this community that you have in your businesses. I want to wish you well because it's very challenging right now. There's a lot going on in our economy. It's very difficult to plan. But you know what? Budgets are only forecasts. You just have to keep moving day to day. And eventually it will all catch up and it'll all be great. So I hope that the Women's Fund continues to do this. In Baird, I know is a major sponsor here along with these other ones. And so thank you, because it takes a lot of people to form a community, to form a city, to keep our area growing. And that's what all of you are here about today. So thanks for your investment, and I hope you have a great event.
I think next up is Bob Holland. Yes, I think so. Yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Herkimer County Legislator Bob Holland. I'm losing my voice a little bit after last night screaming at the TV for a while. So I just want to thank you to the Women Fund of Herkimer and Oneida County, Incorporated, in cooperation with the Griffiss Institute and Bar, for playing a pivotal role in helping women entrepreneurs through the Women Investing in Women Grant Award. Herkimer and Oneida counties, along with the entire Mohawk Valley region, has been in the midst of an economic boom, and women-owned businesses have contributed to their growth locally and regionally. These 5 valuable grant awards will continue to enable these women entrepreneurs to expand and grow their businesses, which will in turn contribute to the continued economic growth the Mohawk Valley region is experiencing. Not only will this award winners from Herkimer and Oneida County benefit, but more importantly will inspire future generations of women entrepreneurs here and locally. A struggle we face here in the upstate region is retaining our younger workforce. It is our hope that these awards will inspire and empower young women entrepreneurs to remain here and continue to grow their businesses within our communities. On behalf of Herkimer County, and congratulations to the grant awardees from Herkimer and Oneida counties, we are looking forward to your future success and contributions and inspiration that will provide to all that will follow in your footsteps. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Diane Wolf, and I'm the president of the Women's Fund of Herkimer and Oneida counties. It's a pleasure to be here at the Griffiss Institute today to recognize 5 outstanding women. They are the first recipients of the Women's Fund Women Investing in Women grants. I'd like to add a special hello and thank you to Mayor Izzo, Mayor Chantillo, and legislator Bob Holm. We appreciate you joining us and your recognition of the important role women business owners play in our community. I'm pleased to introduce Ellen Rainey. Ellen is a member of the board of the Women's Fund and chaired the committee in charge of this initiative. Ellen.
Thank you, Diane. And, it's so exciting to be here at last. It's so exciting. This day has been coming for a long time. So a little bit of background. Many of you know that 2022 is the Women's Fund's 25th anniversary. And over the years, we have helped really countless women and girls in Oneida and Herkimer counties through our nonprofit grants program and through Annie's Fund and Isla's Fund, which support women in emergency sort of crisis situations. So about a year ago, when our board started talking about what we wanted to do to celebrate our anniversary, everyone was enthusiastic about doing more to help women in our community and about, what could we do that would be new and innovative. And at the time, we'd all been reading about the Great Resignation, the so-called Great Resignation that took place at the height of the pandemic when a lot of women left their traditional jobs and started businesses on their own. And we thought, was there something that we could do to help local women take their businesses to the next level? Well, lo and behold, with that little idea, Women Investing in Women was born. Now, as the saying goes, it takes a village, or as Mayor Izzo said, it takes a lot of people to build a community, right? And I want to acknowledge, first of all, how many people were helpful in bringing this to fruition. First of all, I have to give a big shout out to the committee members who worked for an entire year with me on this to bring it together. They're all volunteers. They all have other things going on. And really, just thank you to the team who did this. One of our members said teamwork makes the dream work, and it certainly does. It's been a real pleasure to work with these other volunteers who have become great coworkers, great mentors, great friends to me over the past year. So thank you, ladies. Also, 2 other organizations have been enormously helpful to the Women's Fund in this effort. First of all, the Baird office in New Hartford has really generously underwritten a huge amount of these grants. And Teresa Flemma and Scott George and Michelle Sheridan, who is also a fellow Women's Fund board member, are here today. And thank you for your support, financial and otherwise. Michelle, would you like to say a few words about our partnership? Sure. What's the process?
Good afternoon. Thanks, Ellen. I'm a director and certified financial planner with Baird Private Management in Utica. And as Ellen mentioned, I'm a board member of the Women's Fund, have been for many years. It's really a wonderful organization that supports women in our community. And I'm honored and grateful to be here today. I started my career in financial services almost 30 years ago. And I was a young woman just out of college, trying to work your way or become a successful financial advisor in a traditionally male-dominated field wasn't easy. So I know firsthand some of the barriers that women face when starting or running your own business. And in the same spirit of how we champion our clients, Baird is committed to changing the lives of women in our area. We're excited to partner with the Women's Fund and Griffiss Institute in this exciting endeavor, and we hope to be a partner for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both for, as I said, for your support, financial and otherwise. We really appreciate it. Secondly, gosh, without Griffiss Institute, we literally would not be here today, right? Griffiss has been Heather Hage, who I've known in other aspects of our lives, has been such a champion for us on this and has, obviously is generously hosting us here today. Her team has been fantastic to work with. Her leadership team has been with us since the very beginning, and were fantastic sounding boards for us as we started talking about this program. And we literally would not be here without you, but we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing this without you. So thank you. Thank you. Heather, do you want to say a few words? Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. That was very sweet. And welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. That was a really nice introduction, and I appreciate it. I'm the president and CEO here at the Griffiss Institute, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am to see so many entrepreneurs, business leaders, and special guests here to support the women of the Mohawk Valley. Here at Griffiss Institute, we focus on three things. We elevate talent, we empower innovation, and we enable experience. When the Women's Fund approached us with this idea, that's where we started, right? It was an idea, how are we gonna make it all work? But the concept of women investing in women here in this community, to me, was an absolute no-brainer. So we're thrilled to be here to support and compliment the Women's Fund on your leadership in making this happen. While I have the mic, there's a couple things. Some of those who know me, there's a couple of things I have to say. While the women's movement has delivered significant progress toward full equality for women, that fight is far from over. Whether we're talking about equal pay, protections for our bodies and our health care, or representation in science, technology, engineering, and math, we're not there yet. And entrepreneurship is the foundation of economic empowerment. It fuels the creation of good jobs for women here in our community, and it builds wealth and can build stability when businesses are able to thrive and to grow. None of us become successful on our own, right? Most of us, at least. We don't become entirely successful on our own. You got to take ownership, but you have to rely on other people. You got to rely on people in your community, your family, your friends, teachers, mentors, community leaders, and organizations such as the Women's Fund, such as Baird, such as the Griffiss Institute. But I would argue there are also a million little things that each of us as women and partners in this community can do to contribute to full equality for women. And I got to step 1 second to the side because I want you to look at this sweater that I'm wearing right now. Okay, there's a reason that I wore this today. So I grew up here in the Mohawk Valley. My grandparents supporting my family as my father was building a business and my mother was a probation officer, and we were working to figure out how to make ends meet so he could build his business, live elsewhere, and raise the family together. And my grandmother, oh my God, sorry. I'm a mush also. And don't be afraid of being a mush. Put your heart on your sleeve and just wear it there. That's what I do. So I grew up here. I loved my experience here. My grandparents played a huge role in raising me. And my grandmother died in 1989 on my birthday. This sweater is one of the last things that I have left of her memory. And she was a nurse in World War II. She saved lives out on in significant situations where there were so many men being championed as heroes, and the nurses and some of the women who contributed to that fight were overlooked. And when I fell down as a child and I needed help and I needed support to become the fierce female that I am today, she was the person who stood behind me, who wrapped her arms around me, who told me I could do whatever it was I was trying to do, whether that meant ride a bike or get an A or be on the swim team, or everything that I was trying to achieve came from her, wrapping her arms around me. And so I have carried this sweater with me everywhere I have gone since 1989, but not just to remember my grandmother, who I loved dearly and appreciate and want to think about all the time, but as a reminder that it takes one woman to champion the opportunity for another, to wrap our arms around each other and support each other. So my message to you is to play whatever you do from this point forward, go and play for the girls' team. Make a point to support the woman next to you. It serves no purpose to tear each other down. All that serves is being kind to each other, wrapping your arms around each other, and being supportive. My own mother, who many of you know, has in our kitchen, who is another fierce female, has in her kitchen a big sign that says, "Great women raise great women who raise great women." And that is about mothers and women taking care of each other as daughters, but it's also about taking care of each other as a community. So there is a pool of outstanding women in this room today. It is my intention to put my arms around you in any way that I ever can to help you to be successful. And anytime somebody looks you in the face and tells you you can't do something, you stare them right in the eye, you look right back and you say, "Yes, I can." And you have a mountain of support from the women in this community to help make your dreams happen. So I want you to know that. Okay. Now back to the script before my team kills me. to create a better future and the leaders of tomorrow, it really is, as I just said, it's critical to inspire, to motivate, and empower people and to empower each other. That's exactly what the Women's Fund has done here in the community for the last 25 years. We're so proud to celebrate your accomplishments and to celebrate you, incredible business owners with big dreams who we're all here to support. We all have something special inside of us. It really does require somebody else believing in you to help make those dreams reality. And women investing in women should remind all of us that if we believe in our missions, we're ready to drive for success and the futures that you're building, you have an entire community of support right here behind you. So I invite everyone to learn more about the Women's Fund and about Griffiss Institute. Here in our business, we have tons of opportunities for businesses, networking, empowering the next generation to get involved in the game of STEM, start businesses, go at it here in the Mohawk Valley. So thank you all for coming and celebrating the hard work and accomplishments of the women in this community. And remember, great women raise great women who raise great women. Thank you.
Well, you are a hard act to follow, man, but I've got something even better because it's time. It's time finally. So, Heather, come back. Come back. Diane, come up. Michelle, come up. We need all of you. Kathy's going to go assume her position over there, Vanna. So it's time for these awards finally and at last. So the women you're about to meet, I just want to say represent the best of the best. Frankly, we were overwhelmed by the response we got to these grants. When, a year ago when we started talking about this, Edie actually said, well, what would success look like? And we said, well, if we got 15 applications, that would feel really good. And, we've never done this before. What do we know? And we got almost 60 applications. So, clearly, you all, competition was fierce. Competition was fierce. We got so many great applications. It was the judges who read them were overwhelmed by the amount that they had to read and also by, just the content of those applications. It was fantastic. And clearly we've tapped into something that our community is interested in and that there's a need for. So, personally, I hope we can continue to do this for years to come.
Every year.
Every year. Because, the hard thing is saying, I love saying yes to you guys. The hard thing was saying no to all those other people. Oh, that was sad. However, they have other opportunities. So I'm going to invite each one of you to come forward. And Kathy has a certificate for you. And you'll get your picture taken, have an opportunity to say a few words, and then we'll move on to the next one. I know it feels like graduation and you want to cheer for your, for your graduate, but if we can hold off on our applause until everybody's gone, then we can have, a big rousing round of bravas for these ladies. So with that, first in alphabetical order is Alisha Gaines-Porter from A-List Salon and Beauty Bar in Utica. Woo woo!
I can't help myself. I get too excited.
Oh, thank you.
Picture.
I knew I was going to mess it up.
I'm going to fix your crown.
Thank you so much.
Right there, you go.
This is my sister from another mister. Thank you. Whoa. So I am originally from Utica, New York. I was born and raised there. My mother is actually from Virginia. And somehow she met my father, who's from Buffalo, and they found each other in Utica. I don't know. So my mother actually was a single mother. So she worked really hard, but we lived in poverty. And that was really tough for me growing up. I was the youngest, so I got a lot of hand-me-downs, and my mother was never home. So things like understanding my hair wasn't something that was of any importance. So I went through life for a very long time not really liking what I saw in the mirror, and it really did affect how I moved in the world. I tried to do what I thought God's gift was for me, which was helping people. I received my bachelor's degree in psychology. I worked for the state. I worked for the Child Advocacy Center. I loved those jobs, but I wasn't seen correctly by myself. I didn't feel good. I didn't know myself. I didn't love myself. And being in a predominantly poverty city and being racial, like having all these racial issues, it was hard for me. It was very hard. And I decided that I wasn't going to go back to working for somebody anymore. I was done with that. I was going to figure out how I can utilize my psychology degree and my love for hair, my love for beauty, and the lack that I had of it, and making it something that I could give to the world so that other women and men, because men need to feel good too, they could walk around and they can have a better perspective of themselves, and then they could have that kind of ooze out of them into the world. So I took a jump. I was up with my fiance and I was like, I think I'm gonna open a hair salon. I think I'm just gonna do it. He and I, we were at the salon that I opened, making things. It was probably more him than anyone on the planet. He's my rock right there. He would just come there, fix things, put everything together. It probably took him 30 days to make a salon from nothing to something. And it's the most amazing place that I have ever experienced. It was everything that I needed. My little Alisha on the inside is like, yay, finally. And I took the time, and I'm going to take the rest of my life to educate others on how to not just do hair of all racial backgrounds, but to make sure that everyone feels beautiful no matter what situation they're in. I'm going to take this time to take the funds from the Women's Fund, which I'm so grateful to even be considered for. I didn't even want to apply. So to have one is something that I can't even explain how beautiful that is. I'm going to take these funds to extend my salon. I would like to open a hair store within my salon so that my clientele can not just get the wonderful professional attention from me, but they can also receive the products that they need to maintain their hairstyles. They can receive all the knowledge, they can receive the tools, everything that they need to feel their absolute best. That way they can continue to move through this world and they can just be the amazing people that they are on the inside. So thank you so much. I'm gonna go because I don't like to cry. I do appreciate everyone, and I'm really grateful for this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, forget about the holding your applause. Sorry, forget about it. Okay. Next, our next recipient is Maria Macrina from the Cremeria in Clinton. Woo!
Sure. Awesome. Well, first of all, I would just like to say that this is a huge honor. I'm again, like Alisha, and just grateful to be considered here. And this is going to have such a huge impact, I think, for all of us, definitely, and for our community. Just, knowing that we're all investing in each other is a great thing. So the Cremeria started in 2016. I had worked a few regular jobs. Well, regular jobs are good. But I had worked as an industrial designer for a few years and was looking to make a shift. I knew I wanted to do something that I could really put my name to and something that I could give back with. And I needed a vehicle for it, and I needed a way that I could enter the workspace with it. And that just became gelato. I think we just all realized that gelato makes people happy. Gelato is this beautiful tradition in Italy, and we don't have enough of it here. So I think rather selfishly, I realized that I wanted to just make gelato so I could eat gelato, and our family could, obviously. So I went back to Italy in 2015, learned how to make gelato from a gelato master, and started with a cart in 2016 and went around to farmers markets and events. which was cool. It was a steep learning curve, but it was fun. I eventually graduated to a shop in Clinton in 2019, which was also a steep learning curve, but we just kept plugging along. And, through the trials and tribulations of the pandemic and just, learning how to run a business, finally realized that the best way to scale and grow our business was through our catering operation. So this grant money will go towards a new cart that we can do more events with. And we are thrilled. I just can't wait to do more things in the community. So thank you. Thank you to the Women's Fund. Appreciate being here.
Next year, gelato for all the winners. So terrific. Thank you. Okay. Getting water. That's good. Third up is Leigh Ann Dillon from Hilltop Marketing Frankfurt. In Frankfurt. I knew this. It left me. Come on.
Congratulations.
I'm Leigh Ann Dillon from Hilltop Marketing. I help people and organizations to tell their story with a modern website and small business marketing. I'm so honored to be here today and grateful to be one of the recipients of this grant. Thank you to the Women's Fund. It is an honor to be impacted by an organization that is dedicated to empowering women and girls and assisting other women in business. And thank you to Baird, who recognizes the importance of supporting women in business. Women supporting women has been a theme that I keep finding myself in the middle of lately, and I'm so thankful to be on the receiving end of this support from the hardworking women at the Women's Fund who have poured out their time and efforts to help others that may be at the beginning stages of their business journey. I'd like to congratulate the other recipients, Catherine, Alisha, Jane, and Maria. And I'd also like to thank the other women in my life who have offered advice, encouragement, and support. I'm excited to watch this investment take Hilltop Marketing to the next level, and I'm absolutely committed to paying it forward in the future to other women who have a similar dream by being there for them with support and guidance and encouragement. Thank you.
Okay, I realized you all might be getting thirsty.
Well, it's cheerful up here.
I know you have one of them.
I
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. Next up, Janel Hearn from New Beginnings Academy in Herkimer.
And the Best Shirt Award goes to.
So first of all, thank you for even considering us and the daycare and all of the kids. This is more than just me and my business. This money is going to affect all of my staff members. Currently, the 42 kids that we have. And we're so excited. So a little bit of a background. This is our 5th year anniversary. I started this business 5 years ago out of our home. And I, like the others, my husband was my rock. He helped me open it out of my house. We had Irish twins that were 2 under 2. And let me tell you, trying to find 2 infant spots is not a good time, even 5 years ago. So unfortunately, I, like most moms out there, had to choose between being able to pay and work or putting them in a non-licensed daycare. And that's exactly what we did. My son has suffered lung issues his entire life. He was on really big medicines. He had oxygen tanks and all that kind of stuff. And it was a really scary time. So I decided I couldn't do this anymore. I couldn't work and be stressed out if he was okay and if he was breathing and he was getting his meds. So I took the leap and we opened up a group family daycare in our home, which I quickly outgrew. My husband went to the bank and took out a $17,000 loan for me. We built an addition. We outgrew that within another year. The need is huge. It really is a desert. I don't know if you've heard that word for childcare, but it's true. So I put myself back into school. My husband supported me every step of the way. I'm graduating 2023 with my bachelor's, and I'm already enrolled in the next program and taking master classes right now, and I plan to end with my doctorate. I opened up the Child Care Center in Little Falls, and we ran there for 3 years. It was amazing. The community there was welcoming and amazing. But again, we outgrew the facility, and there's just such a need. It's just crazy. So I decided to close the doors, and I founded a non-for-profit child care center, which opens more opportunities to my parents to get free daycare so that they can stay working. Social services has been amazing with a subsidy program to help those parents stay working and keep going. We just opened our doors on Halloween at the Herkimer College campus. We already have 42 kids enrolled. Our infants are already on a 2-year wait program. So thank you. These funds, like I said, I've started this out of my home. And so everything that we have done, my husband and I have pulled out of our savings accounts. So my staff are actually using the infant room has a computer. I don't know if you remember back in 2010 before my son was born, but they were just coming out with little Skype things on the computer so that you had the webcams. The keyboard is actually missing keys. My staff never once complained. They were just so grateful to have something in their classroom. So to be able to give this to my staff, to be able to communicate with the parents, put them through training. We have a bunch of autistic kids, and it's really, really hard to get a speech therapist out there right now because there's just no one for these kids. So we're putting everybody through training. We're all going to get autism training and be able to be that mediator until we can get these licensed people in there to help take care of the kids and they can get into the school program. So thank you. You have no idea how much this is going to help the staff and the children of the community. So thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Finally. I'm happy to introduce Catherine Dare from TRM Environmental in Westerville, also /Rome, right?
Turn your thing around. No, turn it around right here. There you go.
Thank you for this honor of receiving this award. I'm in an environment that supports STEM, and I graduated from college with an engineering degree, a civil engineering degree in 1988. And my graduating class at Bucknell University was 25% women. And I don't think I ever knew until I went back 30 years later how significant that was. I went back to a reunion. A lot of my class went back. We had students from outside the United States, so big percentage was back. And I looked at one of the professors that was newly tenured when our class went through and said, so what percentage of the class of women in the upcoming classes is it? Is it 30%? Are we at 50? How close are we? And he goes, no, I think your class was the biggest one, which was so disappointing to me. He's like, they all go in the softer sciences. They avoid engineering. And I think that's because the engineering environment is not welcoming to women. We have not created an environment that is supportive of women working in it. I have been blessed to be in one of the first cohorts for women entrepreneur businesses out of the Entrepreneur Network out of Rochester. I was accepted into the SBA Emerging Leaders Program. I've graduated from that. There were amazing women in that group as well. One of the women in my cohort was just announced as one of the members of the Women for 40 Under 40. Abby Woodcock. So I'm really excited to be here in Environment with STEM. I own TRM Environmental. We're environmental and consulting firm. We also do a lot of construction inspection. We're a New York State certified WBE. I've been in business for 8 years, since 2014. I'm excited about what the grant money is going to do. One of the things is trying to get recognized and do that networking and reach out in a very male-dominated environment. The last time New York State did an assessment of women in construction in Central New York State, there was a 90% disparity. So being found and trying to make sure that you're making those connections is difficult. Most of the firms that you try to partner with don't have good programs to manage that. One of the things you're supposed to have is a website so that people can find you and reach out to you. So I created one in order to get certified as a landing page. But this money that this is going to fund is going to enable me to develop a website that will truly showcase what we're capable of doing to allow that outreach to expand and grow my business. So I truly appreciate and am honored to be a recipient of this. It's not possible with all the women that were in my life. My mother and my daughter are here today in respect of what you said. So I'm hoping I'm raising someone who is just as powerful and impactful in the business world as I hope to be with the money that this grant will use to build my business. So thank you very much.
Okay, well, now, big brava. Is that how you say it plurally? I don't know. Big brava to all of the recipients. Oh. Truly, like I've said over and over today, it feels like a wedding or a graduation or something. And more like a graduation, because I can't wait to see what you all do. I mean, I am just so excited. I'm so excited. So that, with those tears, that concludes the formal and crying part of our program. Wear your emotions on your sleeve. It's okay. Again, many thanks to everybody who came out today, to everybody who supported this program, from the Women's Fund, from judges, from, Griffiss, all of the photographs. Woo. I encourage everybody to stick around, enjoy some delicious refreshments that are out in the hive, and spend time talking to our recipients, learn more about what they're doing, learn about what's going on at Griffiss, learn about what's going on at Baird, learn about what's going on at the Women's Fund. And we hope to see you all again very soon. Thank you. Thank you.